Hello. Have you ever tried to treat fungal infection? Do you know how difficult it is to treat fungal infection? Now, there is this communication gap or knowledge gap that people really don't understand. Don't be a person who takes information without really being critical and analytical about it. Fungal, fungal or fungi is a group of microorganisms in its own category. We also have virus, we have bacteria, and the way you will treat bacteria is not the same way you'll treat fungus, and the way you'll treat fungus is not the same way you will treat viruses. You need to be very strategic and critical about treating these issues. And I'll tell you, do you know why it is very difficult to treat all these conditions? Now, treating bacterial infection might be very easy as you think, but maybe even the bacteria itself you're trying to treat, you've not treated it. Maybe you still have this bacterial infection. But today I'm sticking on fungal infection. Why is it very difficult to cure fungus? Especially you find you have athlete's foot. Your foot is smelling, stench feet. Why is it very difficult to treat even after you go to the hospital or even after you buy a cosmetic cream like hydrocortisone or any cosmetic cream that you apply? Why is it very difficult to clear fungal infection? Why is it that you are told to use garlic and it doesn't work? Now, I'll tell you something. Whether you're using a conventional product or you're using a herbal product, it can be very difficult to treat fungal infection. Why? Because you need to know how fungus survive. Now, fungal infection or fungus in its own entity, it is very active in a moisturized environment. Look at the mold in the house. This mold can stay in the house for quite a long time and it shall only awaken during the time when moisture comes in. And that is what happens. Any fungal infection, like athlete's foot, when the shoes is wet, when you're sweating, that when you experience it. If you have skin fungal infection, when you sweat, that is when you begin itching, because fungus are always active when moisture is available. Why? Because during when the presence of moisture, this is where their breeding begins. They only reproduce and breed when there is moisture. So you want to tackle it, you have to target the environment or the condition in which they're most vulnerable, the condition in which they're very active. And that is why if you have any fungal infection that is bothering you, we cannot promise you much, but we understand the dynamics on how to counter this fungal infection. You really want to know you have fungal infection? It's so itchy, especially when exposed to water. When you sweat during the day and you begin itching, most likely you have fungal infection. When you begin itching your in between your toes, then it's fungal infection. When you are sometimes itching in your pubic area, mostly could be fungal infection, because fungal infection is triggered by moisture. And that is why it is very hard to treat with these products, because you apply when your skin is dry, you apply topically when your skin is dry. I'm not saying when you introduce water it will be different, but you really need to know how. The question is not what solves your problem. The question is how. And how requires a very intuitive, a very intelligent mind to think of how. And that is why you think that everything you know is right. No, you need to know. If your skin is itching, if you have skin condition that is very itchy, then that is not acne. Acne is not itchy, or pimples are not itchy. When it's itchy, then you realize that one is a skin fungal infection. And so, if you really need solution, if you really need solution, then you need to shift your paradigm. So you just write in the comment paradigm shift. I'm not saying that my idea is you get better. We are going to sell you products that are going to fix fungal infection. If you're willing to make a difference, if you have itchy scalp mostly is dandruff. Dandruff is not fungal in itself, but it's caused by a fungus. If you have itchy scalp and you really do fix it, and you cannot fix itchy scalp with all those hair, you need to shave all that hair so that you can fix the problem from the root cause. Because with hair, it's very hard to tackle the scalp. So begin with treating your body. You can live longer when you make your body a habitation, a place where your soul is really even happy. Because with a weak body and you have a family, you realize that you die early. Who are you going to leave the family with? I'm not saying that you can interfere with your days, but I'm saying that you can use few days that you are in this planet to make a difference for yourself and for your family. Remember, be ashamed to die until you have achieved victory for humanity. So if you're being bothered by fungal infection,